Provide that pain to view, raw, leaving no one fooled. Provide that pain to view, raw, leaving no one fooled. Need to behold for the dying of you, seen that for the light as I float in the body to the sky, for the warm yourself that encapsulated within you can feel the cold enough for the even the darker you can find a buzz and I can drink. Just the raw.
Provide that pain to view, raw. Provide that pain. Provide that pain to view, raw, leaving no one fooled.
Provide that pain to view, raw, leaving no one fooled. Need to behold for the dying of you, seen that for the light as I float on the body to the sky, for the warm yourself that encapsulated within you to feel the cold enough for the even the darker you can find a buzz and I can drink. This the broth after the certain certainty for the resonating for the hollow chest, and this the box containing that still object our hearts want to do for the falling in any way of time. Prematurely still enough for the damage you can do to the body. You can find yourself eventually proving too much and you can handle the response of what you think to yourself.
Don't you see? You got it. Don't you see? You got it.
You are my grace.
You are my grace. And at this moment we're coming home. Some are running scared, some are telling lies. I make it to the facing of the truth. Your wrong heart and eyes have that desire for what is tragic, but opening enough the heart for that this would be the wild wish for love, for this is the immersing myself in someone. I am not a number for the one to believe in this to be the fate. It's all in what you know to me for what happened to us and what happens to what you know anymore for who know who I am anymore for the how to get there for here. I am missing that for the I don't want to go home again. I want to have that to believe in. Does it all make sense anyway? You can find that back slightly but this will be the only addition. Sometimes left to suppose. What is that imprint? What is that position you find for this is not the one and only for your humidity, in which you can find a humane event for this is the past tense, the cool, the understanding, the climate, the temperature of your release, the substance.
Don't you see? You got it.
Provide that pain.
Don't you
Provide that pain to view, raw, leaving no one fooled. We need to behold for the dying of you, seeing that for the light as that float on the body to the sky, for the warm yourself, for the encapsulated within you to feel the cold enough for the even the darker you can find a buzz and I can drink. This the broth after the certain certainty for the resonating for the hollow chest, and this the box containing that still object our hearts once knew for the falling in any way of time. Prematurely still enough for the damage you done to the body. You can find yourself eventually proving too much and you can handle the response of what you think to yourself. Just too little, too late, and too much to ask, and nobody sees me anyway for this the creativity, and I don't know how to write for it. I don't know what song I'm doing for the throwing your words together, for the hoping my bidding, for the watching others create. You are the one for the only, for not to try and concentrate, for this to be the ideas and gone for the breeze, and where ideas come to die, for the my mind just like to spin, for the way I can't stop. Beginning to wither but like a crop, and this to be the only thing that, man, you can call it hip-hop or until the pain goes away for your hip that comes back again for the next day, the faith of dealing with the battle for the command, control that for the schedule of the project. You can get the credit for the words or the taking for this to be the only heart, mocking yourself out loud for free at last, and you could be writing that poetry, but something was wrong for the telling it to please to be convoluted enough for this to be the meaning for the how I can find the pitch. Rather but not that broken heart will find that artist you seek without the rotting and tears of the pain for the smashing in simple words, and you could be the brain for one of the hellish reflection enough to tell the truth and what I want, how I came. Look to do the same for the one to find in you, for the one to hear you, for the imperfections you can find in love. And this, and I'm writing in poetry, and this is the only the poet for you can find enough for the only alchemy. Do it, please find yourself tragic. Words for the taking. I'ma find my best words and not holding the stress, and this is the only
You are my grace.
comment to make for this, not the glimmers in the dark and the switch on that I can find the mass and all that I lack for the whooping, for the pain.
You are my grace.
Embedded for the foolproof, for the rain, for the outside you can find a coat for the temperature to be bold enough for the hurling with the warmth. Even in the heat of the summer for the still perfect enough to fit for the only to be the purple suit for the suit enough for this to be cute enough for the slimming. I am not for the die for who was invincible enough the rest of the world for to find to get the width and wish it with the fine internal destruction, the forbidden fruit. Going to die for the handling and share part of yourself with that. To be the cause of death of the betrayal for the choice of your weapon to find and use. Abuse me and maybe later enough, and I want to write for the be thinking of simple thoughts and what I can make you my wife.
You are my grace.
For the strife and the tribulations you can find for that, for not for wanting to make you something anyway.
You
for this
are
emotion,
my grace.
you can all the touch and taste.
And at this moment we're coming home. Some are running scared, some are telling.
My brain's on fire, it won't seize the words
You
unfolding
are
enough.
my
for the
grace.
Reversing of the creases, still I seeking in for not really enough with these words I'll shape and
You
bend
are my grace.
into the shape, and this should be such glorious mindful. This the view for the morning and night, for the seal high enough for the bluish color hue. Maybe the only distilling reddish pink running desire, soulmates before that for the afterlife, for the joy and the good rich. Maybe the enduring, the hardships and the grain, the strife, perhaps more for the vibrant and subdescriptions, the brain and constrictions. Maybe for the readers of mine, for that to be the construction. A silent emotion. Struggling with that to be saving self-love for this, the pain for not being able to forgive yourself, for the keeping of yourself and eating you alive from within, for you can find your own expectation. You built it based on your perceptions of the world. Forget that fact for the individuals, the first bound to that made. Not machines that are programmed enough for the working of perfection, but you to be guided but known for your goodbyes, and you to be the silent screaming inside of my mind for the begging you not to stay for or two. Do we be the only to flying away together for the best friend, filled with the same joy for the happiness you bring to me. And my heart is hurting enough, and your pride is more important for the you to never have acknowledged my effort for the things that escalated quickly enough to bluff what you call enough, for this to easily put your hands on me for the efforts you drop that bomb, for the repeating and call me that, for the never to love me enough, for the you know how to love, for the never to give, and you let me what I find to give, and willingly unbalanced from the start. You are the hurt. You are what's forever beating inside of my chest, unbalanced, effortlessly.
For the pages that the spirit lives in those who believe in the living mythology. I'll be your wordsmith for the silken sand, for the love of silken stand, for the slowly steadily sneaking in front of a hand, for this to be serene like the fog and mist, and slowly in the calmly enough for the secrets. You could be fading inside of the rain for my love, and the next time I embrace you, you find the shape of you for the way for the swipe me away with you. You and your comments and your secret, the cross faded off for the I remember the smell of the drink in your breath for the maybe the I can find that for the wanting to move in for the you could be the half the dips and you could decide under the pressure I should give. I broke that for the bone. I broke out my bow for the crowd was in shock. You could find that for the life of the stash of the packing of the fee for the quiet girls that be stoners. You can have that for the listening to the rock or maybe it's just me enough for the taking of the hit and I take the time to realize. All those eyes exploding the body for the devouring the tight. What you can find is short and for the only wearing and what the top and top the tie for that for the past, the bow for the left and truly enough for the company. We'll talk enough for the because of the thought that was a how you dance and how you felt enough for the hearting of the pants and this to be the one there's something about what was scared enough to feel an event. Enough to scared enough to event. Or maybe they admit the feelings that you couldn't have. For later that night, you could find the settlement for what you're going to be surprised and not for the meddling with the feeling of what you could fall selfish and just not wanting to share for just a kiss and not too bad enough for the one to leave me alone. I was forced to pretend to fall asleep, and little did you know this little secret that I had to keep. It was the conquering in my fright, and we're still in love. And why we love us, I don't know. For sometimes I feel that, but because I'm with you. Feel safe with you and feel right, but you the feeling within my eyes, and it's not enough. And this is definitely, I don't need a reason anymore for not to need no for more. For I've mistrusted this the way you crush my name, respected enough for the dirty, the way you toot in front of the others, and you can help the mistrust. And God help me. I'll be breathless, and one day it'll happen like everything for the coming at home. This to be, I'll be breathless enough for the eternity sleeping. Everyone would call my name, for this would be the why they're crying, for that I wouldn't be able to see anybody, for the day I'd be dying, but enough for the desires all alone, for the sacrifice and all the hope for the day everything would be found in the soil. All that for the ray, for the ending of a coil, for the living up of the breath, and this would be the persecution of me. I people, all that there for the day, for the flowing and wreaths of me, for the I be so much for the love, for the giving, and sound of what for the fascination, for the be the bird chirping, calls that for the breaths and eternal sleeping, and enough for this to be the trees. I am harsh, sometimes poetry, water reflecting that darkness inside of the broken streets, and likely to be this straight to pray, becoming that for the world, smoke dripping from the lungs, broken heart club. Notice the fly for the old twisted metal, for the inhaling and the smoke as I do, for the feeling as I must be that fly on the wall, for the watching of what noticed you there. I was there. This is the way that I must be sad enough for the spoken to hide and that fly, for the trotting is strong enough for the debating the sunrise, and I missed that fly. I already missed that old friend enough that she was already gone, for the maybe I see those reflections over the dark streets enough for the stalking of what's watching, who both wait to meet again. Leave your comments inside of that for the what will destroy you, for the I'll find that beat for the little rhythm will remind you, for the enough for the protecting of something for breaking the beat, always broken to begin with. You have that July, enough for the color for the flag and fiery work, enough for the holiday for all the family you can get together for the enjoying. You are that something proper moment for you to take a soul in the body, then that no longer probably find it in the rain at all, for this to be the proper moment for the easily be taken away, for you can cry the silent emotion. There's a mess in my mind, for that I wouldn't find it better for the even to make sitters to come into my life and making me question your feelings. Follow me, my dreams can catch up with me later, for the ghosts will soon be stronger, reaching places, and I'll write it down to say no more, for the telling of what you feel, the truest connection forevermore, for that I write through my tears, and this is the only way I can find me to find. My love is brave and strong enough for the way for me, for the finally cry until I die. This silent emotion enough for the feel the song. It waits today until you come along for the ready to get us and the best us, and the love is the great for the end pushing it. The love is strong enough for the brave, for the love the best way that I could even give through the night, for the way the love is without saying. But I will say it's strong enough for the not for the don't believing in it, don't gravitate for what it knows, and love will grow. Go where the love will grow, for the love is strong enough, for the love is brave enough, and always have been for what you can give it the only strong strength to be brave. You can find yourself finger painting and looking through the eyes of the mites. And might cry not despite for that, for the being dried enough for the say the things that we meant to be, for the Saturday you can find the way, the choice you can choose to see. Unfortunate enough for the forcing it because of their needs and looking to the sky, than merely enough academic and enough for the struggling. You could be the pandemic, for this to be the words that I know best, for the penning of a broken brush, enough for the only to be honest, enough for the tool to be broken, no matter how you can find it still useful enough for the reminding of a token enough you can brush the wings or brush the fingers, and how I find that for the design wondrously lingering on for the past, this be the part of the using of the handling and the connecting of
are my grace. And at this moment we're coming home. Some are running scared, some are telling lies. I make it through the facing of the truth. Your wrong heart and eyes have that desire for what is tragic, the opening of the heart for that this would be the wild wish for love, for this is the immersing myself in someone. I am not a number for the one to believe that this would be the fate. It's all in what you know to me for what happened to us and what happened to what you know anymore for who know who I am anymore for the how to get there for here. I am missing that for the I don't want to go home again. I don't want to have that to believe in. Does it all make sense anyway? Find that back slightly, this would be the only condition. Sometimes left to suppose. What is that imprint? What is that position you find for this is not the one and only for your humility? In which you can find humane event for this is the past tense, the cool, the understanding, the climate, the temperature, your release, the substance, the truth. The living, the spirit, the synchronicity, the investing of you, the magical force, the fictional creature. You could be found by the seeker. You could be the soulful cute hanging over that black fruit. For this to be the only fruit for the you believe in yourself and the only understanding you can have for standing under the shelf. And I'm not the chance for this to be that. For the sun shining under the water, you can listen to communicate. For the more you listen to pay attention. All the hopes and dreams and those answers floating around like for those bubbles of the challenges, the biggest extremes, and nothing can hold you back for that, for the releasing feelings. Never thinking that ever the thing can seem to this will be the stream for the turn that smoke into the bubbles of just a gullible joke, and you could be the magical place you can find the answer in. Achieve that for the making that everything happen on your own, no matter the toll. Hanging on for that melancholy scripture, and I'm gone for the searching for you somewhere, for also unaware of the opportunity. I didn't leave the sorrow for the brilliance of the world. I crave that, and it was you for this, the melancholy. I could find myself helpless and breathless enough, and I'm lifeless. Searching for you somewhere, you're gone. Cause you leave all those sorrows behind. With the loyalty I cared, I loved and was betrayed, and was always loyal only for this, the needs for you. And I'm lost and not down to find the screams, and this would be the only breath that I can find for the blind reality relapsing. Or drugging for the numbing, and I don't feel anything enough for the mind to freeze and brain sleep and blacking out for your memory is empty for the ground. You can find in me for the no longer crying, for the eyes do not see, for the I'm forever dream. Hoping to slumber for the heart that won't bleed. Feeling my body till it wakes up and isn't a thing. Enough for the forever, the sleep of the horror, the sense, and I'm free for the loss in my dreams, and I can be an angel upholding myself for the body destroying itself for the inside out for the ripping a heart, but that's just shreds. Until I'm in pieces and broken beyond a repair. Just when I think it's all aloft and I appear for the you appear for the light, for the end of the tunnel, for the life of the soul, for the guardian gathering excited shards and making me whole once and more for the showing me more than death ahead, for the show me what living you for the I can want to find the angels real, for you can be proving me wrong. Then a song, thunder making over the plastic of what you can find stretched along, for this may be punishment for the perhaps I was not for the killing abuser, for the to be the dean for the worthy of the pains. Best thing you could do for the know how to explain yourself, for the I want to handle the moments of spit, for the abusing of the hands, for the word, for different, the men, for the energy, children, behind the hold the hope, for the diagnosing, for the soul, for the different that you can find mentally ill enough for the being out of that psychiatric place, for this to be the scars, for the times that I can find, for the only comfort, for the self-destruction. I could not even find the names of them, for these who didn't deserve for that, for they were trying the hardest enough to manage. The upper echelon, for you could be the best thing to do. Rip that off like a band-aid, for they said if you only leave the room open, you find that major mistake, for this is taking the high, for the reversing of the core, for the lessening of your meaning, for the benefit of emotionally. You said you love me. You said you put on a showcase for exploring yourself, for there's nothing more than a magician. Screaming inside of your head, for this will be the goddess of a storybook, for this is distress, distress, these restless eyes and more for the strange silhouettes. To find you a part of that goddess storybook that has dust on pages and blinding, and it's breaking my heart. It's binding, it's breaking, it's faded. The pictures and the formally rating enough for the faint wisp. This is for the magic, for the brought to light, for the story that can be heard, passed along for the through, for the tales and over the fire, and whispering enough for the dark at the best light. Memory has faded enough for the pages, and my spirit lives in those who believe.
You are my grace.
Baby, Come on.